What's good with y'all YouTube family? Salute. This is being recorded and uploaded, so let me do it. I wanted to give my reaction to the Brian Flores situation. As y'all seen, it hit the fan already. After not too late, but around evening time, Brian Flores let the news out. He will sue the NFL or whatnot. I see a lot of people got a lot to say, and they say he's just disgruntled. He's suing the NFL because he's mad he didn't get the job. We heard enough of y'all excuses, man. I don't take, let me just get it out the way. I don't take no clown serious who live in a world of excuses. Honestly, I have no problem with a man who don't like me because of my skin complexion or color or whatever. Just stand on it. Don't give me some charade of some BS or anything like that. Because I see certain white male counterparts who get mad and say, Blessone, you seem to be a fair person. But why, when it gets on issues like this, you don't really listen to certain people? Because you're full of crap, bro. Do you understand? You live in a world of fakeness. You live in a world of like a pretend world. You feel good to tell folks that when a certain individual like Brian Flores does a complaint, it's because he's mad, he's disgruntled. You know, the angry guys that look like me syndrome. I'm not trying to say the B word. B, you know what, meaning YouTube don't like it. But to see the excuse you clowns come up with, y'all the same men who said nothing when Josh McCown, a washed up scrub quarterback, you feel me, who had no coaching level experience at all. He was not even the head coach of a high school team. He was the volunteer coach, which was the quarterback coach, and he only went there like every 4 games. This was going to be the guy that was going to be the head coach of the Houston Texans. If it was not for certain folks who look like me having outrage, you know, a lot of dudes would have seen this man get the job. And y'all keep saying he had 2 job interviews. He had 3. Josh McCown had an interview last year with the Texans as well. A lot of people have been telling me, Bless, when I didn't know you like sports. That means you've never watched my platform. Everybody that knows me know I like sports. I'm not going to be fake about it. But sports is not the end of everything. It's not. I'm addicted to sports. I'm a historian on sports. But in the real world, I like this going on. I like this lawsuit that Brian Flores is doing because it makes everybody uncomfortable. I don't think it's going to make any change. I could laugh everything if I want to. Everything I said about sports in general, including the NFL, I've always been right. Chris said so true what you saying right now. Salute to you, Chris. I don't listen to people to tell me about anything, and they keep blaming it's the NFL owners. You have to change them. It's everybody. It's not the damn NFL owners only. You have an institution of something systematically going on, and people don't like that word systematically. I'm 100% right. My New York Giants will be. I don't want to hear about your BS New York Giants. The New York Giants need to put the Klans mask on them. Did you have the nerve to bring up my? I know you don't give a damn about what's going on because you live in a fake world. Let me read that sucker's name, Davion Griffin. We don't care about you or your New York Giants. And the show, you prove Brian Flores correct about most males who act and think like you. Did you even read the title? You like a simpleton and a weak one. You'll bring up the Giants as if this is about the Giants being a good team or not. First of all, the Giants don't like anything black. Let's get that part out the way. Let's turn up right quick. The Giants have never liked anything black. They got offended when people even suggested they should have drafted, what was that black quarterback who failed? What you call it? My boy Dwayne from Ohio State. You feel what I'm saying? Get it? You had the nerve to bring, and that's what I mean. It's not about the NFL owners not wanting black coaches. It's majority of people who are not black who are uncomfortable with black people, and a lot of them, they have no idea because they live in a different world. You just seen one of the idiots, one of the men that thinks like the NFL owners in my comment section. He jumped on here and said that my Giants will be all right, and most white male counterparts just the way they think. I have no issues with any race or anything like that, but we're speaking truth today, right? As grown men and women and individuals, we should have a fair conversation that shows transparency through through everything. Let's not BS here. You're not with your boys at the pub, the Irish pub, and you get to talk N-word this and look at these N-words that. No, you have to be truthful when you're on my platform. This ain't the Irish pub where you get to, placate, you get to act like you care about individuals who look like me and do the pretend game. Come on, bro. I'm a grown man. I can handle the truth. As one said, what up to y'all? Bro, like, do you know I had racist friends in the military? Do you know that? I had racist friends in the military I had no problem with. You know I had no problem with them? They didn't try to hurt me. They didn't stop me from achieving my goals and my dreams or whatever. We just have a difference of idea and opinion. They don't like me for whatever insecurities they got. That's on them. You dig what I'm saying? They don't like me for whatever reasons. I'm not in the business of giving a damn and seeking and researching why these individuals don't like me. We got along because they never hid the fact they're uncomfortable with people who look like me or their values or whatever. And we actually were comfortable with each other because there was no hidden agenda. I knew where they stand. They knew where I stand. And I'm definitely unapologetic. So they knew I was a proud individual. They're proud individuals. And we got along fine. It was not like many people who live up north who give you a crocodile smile and these liberals, because I'm a conservative black man. And yes, I'm a Trump supporter. So I'm in a conundrum where groups of people who look like me don't like my values and other people who don't look like me don't like my values or like. So it's a world of I don't give a damn on how you think. You shouldn't give a damn on how I think. Just tell the truth to each other. And the world will continue spinning the way it's been spinning for millions and millions of years. Stop living in this fake charade. No, Brian Flores is just upset because he didn't get the job and now he's mad. Like, it sounds good, bro. This is like 60 years of the NFL being like this, and you people still keep using the same excuse. They hired the best man qualified. If that was the case, damn near 200 white men in the last 20 years, 30 years would not have NFL jobs if it went by the most qualified. You know what the most qualified means? Anytime you see one of these individuals say, it's for the most qualified, that's white code talk for the white man that we feel most comfortable with. That's code talk, most qualified, the individual that could sit at a dinner table with me and my family that look like us. Most qualified is code talk for the man that can go to the country club with me and my family and my peers and my friends. It's code talk. The NFL never gave a damn about most qualified. They just hired a crappy ass defensive coordinators from the Chargers to be the Chargers head coach. And y'all gonna tell me he's doing fine. Hold on. SWAT said facts. White men we want in that position. Shout out to SWAT for being truthfully. Sean Carter said, one love, my brother. Love the vibe. Thank you, bro. Because I'm an honest dude. I feel like I'm so honest with my peers. I don't care what race you are. I can get along with everybody. Even if somebody who don't like me, they end up loving my vibrations. You serious? You should see me at a Trump rally. You should see me at a Trump rally. You feel what I'm saying, y'all? And you're going to think, I've never seen a black man like Blessone. There are millions of black people who think just like me. We are some of the most conservative people you've ever seen in your life. It's not just because I'm a military veteran. I'm a business owner, so I vote based on financial economics. You feel me? So I can get into all that if I want to. So I think in terms of business and financial economics, you're a white owner. You have white executives, white counterparts. You're in a frivolous club that's called the NFL Ownership Club. And you best believe every single NFL owner gets courted. I'm not talking about minority owners, somebody that has a small stake in ownership. No, we're talking about, yes, because Stephen Ross is not the full ownership of the Dolphins, just like majority of all the owners. But I think Dallas Cowboy owners Jones, he has full ownership. He doesn't have minority stakes. Smart man, by the way, for that. But every single NFL owner, majority of them, not every single one, majority of them don't have full ownership, but they have full control. You feel what I'm saying? So even though you see Serena Williams and Jennifer Lopez, they have a small stake in the Dolphins, Stephen Ross has full control. The NFL vets who gets full control. You think if the NFL allowed certain minority owners to get full control, man, Dr. Dre and Puff Daddy and Jay-Z would put all their finances into owning the NFL team. I'm talking about real ownership, not Usher just bought the Cleveland Cavaliers. Stop it. Even Nelly has an ownership in the St. Louis hockey team. I mean, what does that mean? Those are minority stakes. We're talking about complete ownership or at least full control to run that organization. A lot of prominent figures would have been put all their income because you know how luxury, bro. But you're gonna get that bank, bro, when you own an NFL team. The advertisement, but it's a way of life. It's like a religion in this country. You hear me? Football is a religion in this country. You know how I know? I know the NFL is openly I don't want to say the R word because of the algorithm, but they don't like people who look like, and I don't even know if it's about not liking people, but they're uncomfortable and don't feel secure enough to make guys and individuals who look like me in leadership positions. It's just factual. I remembered when you barely could see an NFL center that was black. There were white positions. I mean, we always get counted out, and I don't think it has anything to do because they think we're stupid. They think we're dumb. Come on, it's 2022. You really think some white guy, even if he's 80 years old, rich, you really think he thinks they're so dumb, they're not equal to... No, it has nothing to do with that. It's sheer power, superiority. It's all that. It's comfortable, what you're comfortable with, what you see in the other guy. It's just facts. Come on, man. You want to tell me the Giants are going to... Screw that. The Giants hired Adam Gase, who just got fired by the Dolphins for ineptitude. Basically, the worst job a leadership position could do. When the Dolphins hired Adam Gase, they gave him damn near full control of everything. He did a terrible job. Within 2 hours, he got a job by the Giants. Not only got a job as the head coach, the Giants said, we don't got a GM yet, so we want you to run our organization through the GM's perspective as well. We want you to be the general manager. They didn't even want to get rid of Adam Gase. They only got rid of him because the fan base was getting feckled, but the same fake fan base who would tell a guy like me, we hired the best man for the job. If you guys were real fans of the Giants, you would cry foul. These are not the best guys for the job. No disrespect to the Bills hiring, the Giants hiring Bills offensive coordinator. You know, I feel like that's crap too because we're going to get to see a test. This man is called a guru and all that. Why wasn't he been hired for head coaching positions? The Giants went with him because of that one Bill playoffs game. Let's just get that out the way. Bills had a phenomenal game versus Kansas City, and I feel like the overtime rules need to be changed because the Bills would have been advancing if the overtime rules was different. No disrespect to Pat Mahomes. That boy Josh Allen is a beast. A hell of a quarterback. I'm not going to take nothing away. But you gave the coordinator job based on him having one good game during the playoff. But what about Byron Leftwich? Byron Leftwich only had like one job offering. That's facts. I know the Saints are going to give him a position, but that's because of the Rooney rule. You know, the token position. Let's give him an interview just so we can be sufficient to the new Rooney rule. That's it. Byron Leftwich, you would think the only team that was offering him was the Jacksonville Jaguar, who drafted him, would have given him a job. They played with this man. This man didn't want to take the job yet because he told Jacksonville, can you replace the GM? He's the same crappy GM that hired Urban Myers and failed consistently. And you kept this GM over a coach that has more notoriety and actually knows how to do the on-field job position. You don't even have to give Byron Leftwich a general manager position, which I would have given him a GM position, but just let him be the leader of men. You wouldn't even do that. You kept this GM who already has issues with Byron Leftwich. Right. Every other coach gets to bring in a GM or a GM that goes hand-in-hand with a coach, but Jaguar is keeping a GM that's full of crap. Now Byron Leftwich is outside looking to get a job. This is a man that has a winning resume. Just won a Super Bowl. Just led Tom Brady to resurrect his career again after people said Tom was too old. But guess what they're going to say? Bruce Arians was the one running the plays, which is a lie. It was Byron Leftwich. Just like they said Eric Bieniemy, He's not running the plays. It's Andy Reid. Even though Andy Reid went out his way to say, I'm not running the damn plays. It's Eric. Eric is running the plays. And what you see all these white pundits doing like Fox Sports or ESPN, anytime they're covering the game, man, that was a good call by Andy Reid. Even though Andy Reid did not call the play. So it's not just the NFL owners are being biased and uncomfortable with blackmailing leadership. It's everybody from the Joe Bucks of the world. It's all majority white male, not all white males, but majority white males that are within that business. Facts. The analysts look at what's that? Adam Scheffler. Oh, he breaks news. Adam Scheffler is one of the most hidden. I don't want to use the R word. He hides his dislike for black males. He doesn't like black males. And I'm not gonna say allegedly. I know Adam Scheffler. He's up there smiling. In fact, I challenge you guys, go watch all the white pundits who are covering this Byron Flores situation. Go see the laughs in their face, the giddiness. And I'm thinking, why are they smiling and laughing? What about this situation is comedy or funny, spontaneous smiles? And that's the thing. We live in two different worlds. In fact, majority of the comment sections are full of dudes going, "Oh my gosh, another one." When have you seen majority of black males getting a a shake and actually getting an NFL job, head coaching jobs, or any job at that? Besides defensive coaching coordinators or assistant defensive coaching coordinators, that really means anything. That's just a face figure to make other black athletes comfortable enough with the organization, even though we know white is always right. I know I'm making some people uncomfortable. Truth is supposed to make you uncomfortable. You hear me? As I'm sitting up in my movie room, I'm not out here to be a victim. I'm not a victim at all. Don't think this black brother over here feels like a victim. If anything, let's switch the narrative a little bit. We only been on for 60 minutes. If anything, I'm not a victim at all. Everything you see in my house, my nice, lovely house, I fought to get what I got. No handouts, no none of that. My thing is to all NFL coaching players, you know what this circus game is. Why are you sitting up there and crying for fair play? It's embarrassing to me. You would never see me getting up suing anybody for illegal discrimination or none of that. Because I feel like none of that is ever going to make you like me regardless. We already know what it is. So what's the point of me going to court to cry about it? If anything, I'm going to take my football and go home and go sit down and come up with a better solution of what's plan B, plan C, even if it's not football. I'm going to find another form of way of getting money. And maybe this is Coach Brian Flores' way of making sure he secured a bag. And I'm not mad at him. But me, the whole thing is shambles, like LeBron James and the NBA players. When, number one, I don't support George Floyd. Let's get that part out the way. I know y'all going to get mad at me. I support black people. I don't support George Floyd because I feel like, why are we making a statue for George Floyd when we have so many prominent black figures who gave their lives every single day so they can make us be better individuals out here? They've never got a statue. So it's a mockery when we give George Floyd a statue. That's just my personal. Should George Floyd get justice? Yes, he should. I'm not saying any of that, but I'm not in support to make this man some type of martyr, some type of hero. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Stop it. Come on, folks. He got his justice. The family is well paid off. Well, even before the lawsuit, let's get that crap out the way. This man was damn near doing home invasions. He was, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just keeping it a stack. And it was a black woman house that he broke in the doors. And nobody talked about that. I don't support Black Lives Matter. I support black people, but not an organization that calls itself Black Lives Matter and makes a mockery of victimization and gets wealthy and millionaires, and they got mansions and houses, and none of that money trickles back to the source of the problems or the people who are supporting that fake ass organization. So don't get me started. I told you I'm a real conservative. You should know my friends in real life. But let's fast forward. Me, you see how proud I am, and I'm conservative. I would never belittle myself to go beg anybody for a damn job. What does a lawsuit do? All it's going to do is put pressure on the NFL to enact some type of option, meaning that there's only 5 jobs left openings. So now the NFL owners are gonna get together and they're gonna talk to each other. Look, man, one of y'all gotta take one for the team, man. Look, it's 5 jobs left over. 2 or 3 of y'all gotta hire these fucking black folks. Hire them right now. That's all it does. It like my mom taught me, when you have a carpet, she said, clean your room, and you're trying to hurry up to go play outside. You take all the trash in your room and you sweep it under the rug. You might win the day and your mom give you a pat. Good job. But eventually that pile that you swept under the carpet is gonna get bigger and bigger to the point you can't conceal it anymore. And that's what's going on right now. No grown man and woman thinks that it's fair in any organization in United States of America, hell, even around the world. Look how you look. The world's been treating you this way for life. The moment that Brian Flores and the rest of us can get out of this syndrome, if you get out of this victimization syndrome, stop thinking that you're a victim. I think I'm superior. I think I make the room uncomfortable when I walk in because you could feel like my godness. You feel me? Even if you think I'm a Pookie and Ray Ray, I'm some thug sagging my pants, even though I don't sag my pants. I'm just another stereotype. I know it's really truth serum hidden with an insecurity inside you because you know I don't have to behave like you. I don't have to speak and articulate myself like you. And I still have a superiority, whether through strength, the way I think. My presence shows my dominance. And my dominance allows me to flourish in the United States of America. Facts. Even in front of hidden faces or faces who openly dislike me, don't like anything about me, I flourish. What Maya Angelou said, I rise. Well, I rise because I don't have a victimization. I don't want you to feel sorry for me. In fact, if you hate my guts, please let me know and show it. We will get along. Trust me. If you dislike everything about me and you feel like I warrant death or whatever, let me know the truth, motherfucker. You feel me? I will be the best thing around you. You just don't know the way this world works. I know what the world is. I know what the world is cycled out here for. And Brian Flores, unlike others, believed in this fake, what I don't even know what to call this world we live in, this fake shambles of a world of inclusiveness. He lived in that and believed in it because if you guys don't know, Brian Flores is a black conservative like me. But unlike him, I know the real truth. I'm not just a conservative. I'm also a guy that believes in certain conspiracies. I believe in the Matrix. I believe in anything that you think of because a thinking man is a man that's going to live longer through longevity. Facts. A thinking man has plan B, C, D, E, all the way to Z. He doesn't have certain plans. In fact, me, I'm so proud. I'll be damned if I get up in front of the world and be like, they're not fair to me. Who gives a fuck? The world is not fair. I can get out my house right now and get hit by a car. Let me knock on wood. The world is not fair. So do I support Brian Flores? No. Not because I'm against him. At the same time, I'm not against him. It has why I don't support him has nothing to do with him at all. It has everything to do with I know the power that lies within every human being. And what's even deeper, I know what the power that lies within men and women who looks like me. I know what we can create with our minds alone. I know the money that we can build. And I mean, we are the financial infrastructure of United States of America. Our spending habits and everything is why America is still here. But you guys don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know it. You want some old 80 years old NFL owner to look at you equal. Not going to happen. Not when they have an insecurity that's deeply rooted in the blood. It's in the blood, ladies and gentlemen. A lawsuit. What is the lawsuit is going to do? What? Force somebody to hire me just so they don't get sued? No. I'd rather you hire me based on my merits. And if you're not going to hire me based on my merits because you're prejudged to not like me or whatever, I'm cool with that. It's just going to make me find other avenues to get myself better. Act like me, I know the way I think. I know so many hood superstars that will easily work for $100 only to get paid to play football. So me knowing this, I'll easily go because I used to get paid to show football athletes how to get money. You know how to do it? We used to get all the young athletes in the neighborhood. When I was only 14, I was coaching hood superstars in the neighborhood. Salute to Ace Rivera. De donde eres tú, papa? Oh, okay, you already show where you from. Salute to you, family. I already knew how to do it. Me and my twin brother was only 14 years old. We was taking the best 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 9-year-olds, and 8-year-olds, bringing them to St. Thomas Angels. That's one of the best high school football teams in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We would jump the gates, Go to, maybe it was trespassing, I don't know. We would bring all them kids, and remember, we went to the kids' parents. We took applications, told the kids' parents, we want to, we want to make our own football team. I promise you, I'm not lying to you. We took those kids, right? I can't talk about payments and money because you know how this world is. You paid the money illegal, so I'm gonna be quiet about that part. We took all those kids who didn't have enough money to play Pop Warner football, or who are ostracized from being on the school's football teams, which a lot of teams didn't have football teams. We took those kids, taught them how to play the game. Some of them already were good enough. And we made traveling team right then and there. We would go to other teams and force them to come on the field and play our teams. We would go to other neighborhoods, and to the point there were regular fans. I'm not even making this up. People would come on a Saturday morning, early morning too, just to watch neighborhood kids play football. We didn't have football pads, but it was fun as hell. We had real tackling, not flag football, no pads, but real tackling. Little kids, bro. Educational purpose. And it was more entertaining and exciting than most high school football games, because you knew those little kids were going to be the new football stars, so I'm showing you proof right there. You don't need the NFL. The problem is people see how much money you can get paid by the NFL, so they chase the dollars and they don't have time to be patient for the long run. So that's why you see a lot of people be like, oh, I'm not going to start our own black league. It's going to fail. It's going to fail. The Negro leagues fell not because they weren't getting money. You know how much money the Negro leagues was making? The Negro leagues was a threat to Major League Baseball. Do you guys even know that? The major leagues had so many white people investing money into, I mean, not the major league, but the Negro leagues had so many white investors. In fact, majority of the investors in the Negro leagues were white owners because they seen the money in it. They seen how many black people would give their last dollar to it. In fact, you come out with a national like if the NFL come out with an all-black football team that has all ownership black, all GM black, that would be the most flourishing football team ever in the National Football League. Because black folks right now who could be from Texas, if Miami Dolphins turn to all black ownership and all that, you'll have black folks from all over the world supporting that team. You didn't see what Deion Sanders did with Jackson State University yet? That's clear power right there. You didn't see the Celebration Bowl? They lost the Celebration Bowl and still had a sold-out record-breaking game. Facts. Shit, they were sold out majority of their whole season. Black folks is dying to see something that represents them and make them feel part of it. That's not a lie. So there is money to be made. The Negro Leagues failed when the Major League Baseball started being inclusive, well, fake inclusive. It was a money move. Look, we're losing money, man. We need to start adding these guys to our league. So what we did was take Jackie Lee Robinson. Jackie Robinson was not the best player of all at all. He wasn't even that good. I know y'all gonna get mad at me. I like being truthful to you guys. What about Satchel Paige and all the other great elite Negro League baseball players? They were way better. And not only that, there were guys younger than Jackie Robinson and that were way better. The reason why they put Jackie Robinson first, they thought black men were angry people. We would snap. We would be violent. Jackie Robinson was a college graduate. He could articulate himself. Basically, he could speak white. I hate to even say that because people say that about me. You speak white, but you guys get what I'm saying. He was a guy that was very comfortable with his white counterparts. So before we start this experiment of making Negroes in the league, we need one of them that's less violent and all this stereotypical thing. He wasn't even that good of a baseball player. That's why to this day, I do not celebrate Jackie Robinson. What, you want me to celebrate a victim? What, man? Once you get a conversation with me, you guys will understand me more. I don't celebrate proud victims. I'm not a Martin Luther King fan. First of all, allegedly, he's an agent, and I'm not going to get into that because of YouTube guidelines. Second of all, his name is not Martin Luther King. His name was Michael. I'm going to call him what his dad and mom called him because he changed his name. Like, well, let's not get into those politics. You feel me? I've never supported victims, meaning that people who choose to be a victim, not real victims I support, but people who choose to be a victim, I'm not down for that. What, you think Brian Flores is gonna be the last coach to complain about fairness? When has complaining about fairness worked for anybody? I'll wait. Let me take a sip of this Kool-Aid. I'm not being stereotypical. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kool-Aid. I love Kool-Aid. I eat fried chicken and I love watermelon. And I'm not being stereotypical. Some of you black folks are so weak. Right now, you're embarrassed. Oh my God. He's being a coon. He's being a jigaboo. He loves Kool-Aid. Oh my gosh, he's embarrassing us. Did Blessone just say he loves fried chicken? You goddamn right. I fucking love fried chicken to death. What's wrong with you? Finger licking good. In fact, I don't care if the colonel stole the recipe or not. He has a seat. He can have a seat in my movie room and watch all these great movies on my big screen movie theater with me. I love fried chicken. I love watermelons. What I'm trying to do is trying to make you black folks stop being embarrassed all the time. This is your victimization because you're so worried what another individual thinks about you. You're so worried about what, let me just flat out say it. You're so worried to be accepted by a white man that you forgot to accept yourself. You're so worried to be accepted by the whole white world and you forgot to accept yourself. Most of you black folks don't even accept another black man and woman, but you're so worried to be accepted by the majority and you forgot who you was. You forgot how funny you was, how cool you was, how intelligent you was. You forgot you know how to handle this storm, whatever fake storm. And now you've been broken down to what the liberals made you into, this fake victim. And you walk around with a woe is me mentality. The world hates me. The world don't like, exactly, Viper TV, self-esteem. Like Cat Williams said, motherfucker, it's called self-esteem, esteem of yourself. Come on, man. It's embarrassing for me. You won't see me get on my knees and gravel. You can make your own league. Brian Flores may not be rich. He may not, but I know he has a couple of millions. I did my own football league for free as a 14 years old with my brother. All you need is participation and you have a name that rings and all minority. I'm not gonna even call black people minority. That's another thing. We are not minorities. Quit falling for the all these fake stats. Black people already was living in America before anybody white or whatever. We're not just indigenous to Africa. We're indigenous to the whole damn world. You had whole Native American tribe. There's 4 different groups of, and probably more, but 4 that the Library of Congress of the United States know about. Yes. One of those groups are dark-skinned Native Americans who are black. More darker than me, bigger nose, bigger lips. Yes, there were black people living in America long before you heard about Africans or anything like that. In fact, Christopher Columbus wrote it in his diary. But a lot of our people don't read and a lot of white people don't read. We all, no matter what race you are, suffer from a lack of researching. You hear what I'm saying? Black folks, just like you got the Black Chain Dynasty, black people already was living in those Asiatic areas already. Where do you think Taekwondo and karate comes from? But I'm not about to get in debate with you guys on that. Right. But you want me to worship Martin fucking Luther King? A Malcolm X? No. We had greater warriors and all that before that. There's literally treaties United States of America made with black folks who are indigenous to the United States of America. But yet you guys keep calling yourself African, just like not every white person is European, not every black person is a damn African. But folks get into this back and forth and this racial pride and I'm unapologetically black, but at the same time, I think I'm a human being first. Then I'm black. And that's what make me a good partnership with black folks, because when you think as a human first, you have the ability not to become a victim and become emotional based on how you look in your skin complexion. That's why I think every human being need to look at themselves as a human first. If you're a white guy and you think, oh, I'm white and I'm superior, I don't know how you don't look at yourself being a human first. Like, meaning when I wake up, the first thing I think about, like, man, ain't life so beautiful? How did we even get lucky enough to get life? To breathe, to see eyes, to feel goosebumps, to all that is a beautiful thing to me. Not to be corny, I always have questions of who are we? Why am I here? What is the meaning of life? Answer nobody in the world could tell you the meaning of life. We have our own opinions, but nobody has that answer. No matter what God you believe in or whatever, I mean, you should believe in something, but even if you don't, there's always going to be a higher power of whatever thing that you deem as the creator. Somebody's always going to wake up and say, what was the creator before this and before that? And how did we get here before that? And if you say we're a combustion of nothing and we just spontaneous, we're created out of nothing. Well, my curiosity is still going to tell me to ask what was before that nothing and then what was before that. That's what I think like. Then all this other politics, then I get into that. And one thing, I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't sugarcoat shit, ladies and gentlemen. I feel bad for people like Brian Flores. He never had a father like me. Not my own dad, but me being his father. No pause. If I was his father, I'll say, look, son, you're going to be in a world where people don't like you. You're not going to get a... First of all, the world is already not fair, and human beings are not fair to each other. In fact, you think if I go to an all-black job, they're going to be fair to me? In fact, the people who look like you the most are going to be the most people who are unfair to you. You hear me? These are the talks that Brian Flores should have had when he was at the age of 6 years old, 5 years old. The world is unfair. When my son played on the football team, it was an all-black football team. You think because it was all black, they were fair to my son? Y'all don't hear me. You think that all-black football team was fair to my son? Let me tell you how the world is. Just because somebody is black don't mean they're for you. A little league team didn't want to give me a chance to coach a football team because I had an issue with another head coach who was a black man. But watch this. My brother-in-law at the Tampa football team, high school football team he was playing for, their high school team loved me so much, the principal in front of an entire football game, this is on my kid's life, the principal of that high school in front of the entire fans at the stand, this is during a live football game, said, because I was calling out all the plays, she loved my mindset and my defensive schemes. You know when you love a team, you start shouting from the bleachers. I called out all the plays and all the players turned their head. They stopped listening to their coach. All the players started listening to me. I'm all the way at the bleachers. All them young players started turning their helmets and looking at me calling out the next play for them. I'm like, watch it. They're going to run a post. Watch it. Hey, free safety. Be careful. They coming on your side. They throwing it right to your side. And I was correct almost every time. So the principal, not a black one, a white principal, and that team was mostly white, said, we need you to coach our junior varsity team. I had no high school coaching experience. I played JV, but no high school. But they could see that this man knows his coaching. He knows what he's doing. Look how he's galvanizing the troops. Them kids love his spirit. They're reacting to him more than the head coach, who was a white man. So what I'm trying to tell you is, just because it's an all-black team don't mean you're going to get fairness. Just because somebody is white don't mean all the time they're going to mistreat you. You just got to know. Shout out to Viper TV, man, and everybody in the chat. The world is unfair, man. I can't tell my son if he does all his X's and O's in school, he's going to get admitted and get a free scholarship. I can't tell my son if he do everything the right way, he isn't going to go get killed. Somebody isn't going to rob him, or or he's going to live to be I hope he lives to be 1,000 years old, but I can't promise my kids these things. I can tell them it's my fear every day that something bad is going to happen to my kids. So I pray every day, and I can't even guarantee those prayers are going to work or not. This is the world we live in. It's not a fair, just world. Quit getting on TV and thinking, maybe the lawsuit might make people get scared and give you a job. I don't want anybody to just give me a job because of fear. I don't want any of that. I want you to look at me on my own merits. And if you won't do that, then so be it. Who gives a damn if they don't want me to join their club? Make your own damn club. I'm in my 30s now. If a lot of black coaches and players would have quit complaining and being victims, and in the 80s, because I'm an 80s baby, if they would have started their own league in, like, let's say 84, 85, 86, yes, we wouldn't be making the money that your white counterparts was making, but by the time it's the year of 2022, look how much financial incomes and gains and generational wealth that league would have been making right now. Because best believe it wouldn't get canceled. because folks support black business. I go to certain black business that mistreat me, don't give me good food at all. My wife would tell you, and I still support them, knowing this business is full of crap. But just because I want to give the little guy a shot, I'm gonna stop doing that sometimes too, though, because like, damn, just because it's black don't mean, you know what I mean? Stop living by these rules. But I'm trying to tell you how much we want a black business to win. We'll blindly keep supporting that business, knowing that it's probably crap. So yes, there are money to be made in a black business, a lot of money in a black football team. But these guys don't. So to see Kyrie Irving look, I don't want to talk about the Rona 19, but I don't support Kyrie Irving. The reason why, because if you stand on your principles for real about this COVID thing, you wouldn't even just say, "Oh, I'm only gonna play part-time," and no, you wouldn't even play at all. Wrong or right. Even when he called out certain people during, remember the protest of the George Floyd, which I don't support George Floyd, but I support equal rights. Now, he went out his way to do all this, and then some of the NBA players to do this lockdown thing and not wanting to play this fake protest. If these players were for real, why not cancel the season? It's going to hurt their pockets. It's all about the money for all these guys. I will never look into an athlete to be a role model for me. No athlete or entertainer can ever be a role model for me. I have a father in real life in my life. I have uncles. And even if I didn't have a father and uncles, I got friends. And even if I didn't have friends, I got certain teachers, coaches, mentors in the neighborhoods, even drug dealers. That's right. Drug dealers who are great mentors. Let me explain to you how. Drug dealers who would see us at certain neighborhoods or see us at certain areas, they'll be like, "Man, go home, man. You don't belong here." You know, I miss that because the real thugs and gangsters used to be the real ones. That don't exist anymore. A real gangster back in the days used to see the young ones in the wrong area. "Hey, man, get out of here, man." You used to see us skipping school. And I'm about to tell your mom at you, man, "Why you skipping school, man?" They lectured us. You don't even see that no more. The killers in my neighborhood, I'm talking about killers in real life, they would lecture us. You hear me? They would say, man, they would be like, "Man, Mario, why you here, bro?" They would damn near try to put hands on you for doing the wrong thing. Every man and woman was a role model back in the days, and that's the point. Brian Flores in his lawsuit, I mean, he's talking about a whole lot of charades going on. He's talking about the owner Ross having a gamblings, trying to pay him $100,000 to lose. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I would have say, "Don't pay me $100,000 per game we lose. Pay me $500,000 and up, and then we have a conversation." The whole thing about entertainment and business, it won't hurt me as a man or anything like that. It's about making money and entertainment. That's it. Get over yourself. "Oh, Blessone, it's more than that." No, it's not. Somebody wins the Super Bowl forever, and it doesn't stop. Think about it. Okay, this person won the Super Bowl this year, and then somebody keeps winning. Another team wins. Maybe that same team keeps winning again, and then your entertainment ever been. Started with the Caesar in Rome. Probably even before that, if you look at history, there's been going games for almost every single race in the world. They've been using games for distractions. Leisure time, whatever or however you call it. When the Caesars and them were losing their wars against, let me say this properly in history terms. Shout out to Maybach Mo and everybody in the chat. You got the pagans, you got the the Gauls, you know, the Gauls. I don't know if you guys play Rome Total War. I play a lot of PC games. You got the Gauls when the Roman Empire were losing a lot of battles to the Gauls because they were outnumbered by the Gauls, and Rome would have all these territories so far away from Rome. You know what I mean? They were dominating and conquering so many countries that it was hard to sustain the republic. So you had a situation where the citizens of Rome were countering, and even the generals were at odds with each other to the point you got people like Mark Antony and a whole lot of people. Basically, Rome was in a civil war. Even prior to that, it's like, what do you do to stop these wars and factions from breaking off to have their own empires or whatever? Because remember, Rome was so powerful. Each general or each Attila done. Thank you to Viper. Thank you, bro. You helping me a lot, bro. I appreciate that. I like getting history correct. I'm a historian to a certain point, and you got a lot of people who felt more liberated if they did their own thing because they already have their own military force. You talking about during an era where people were only loyal to people who they were in battle with. So if I was a nobody, but you went to war with me, you bled with me, your loyalties damn near lied with me instead of the whatever, because they had a lot of titles who were in executives position back in those days in Rome, whether the Caesar or whether the emperor or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, I have the same power like this motherfucker. Why do we need to keep listening to this educational purpose clown? Let's just take over. And so many people were taking over. So you got the Colosseum and all these things were built for leisure time because people had this vast amount of energy they just needed to vent. And what better way to vent? Having gladiators. And what y'all didn't know, a lot of these gladiators wanted to fight. I know they had a lot of slavery ones. Somebody say, nah, bro, you can't put a price on principles, integrity. I agree with you, Humble. If you had you're actually agreeing with me. You can't laugh. Watch this, Humble. If you had principles, integrity, would you be playing a court jester game of football right now in front of the world as a paid servant? You don't hear me. Take away the amount of money that athletes make and entertainers make and look at their actual job. You said stand for something. Humble, me and you live in two different worlds. Playing in the NFL, playing in the NBA, playing in hockey, baseball, or anything like, you have no integrity. I said it. Let me take a sip. You have no integrity. You're at the circus, my nigga. You at the circus with the clown nose. The only thing is you get a whole lot of income, so people have no integrity. You signed your integrity and morals away. Don't give me that crap. You serious, Chief? Now you crying about a clown circus that you cried about to join, and you crying because the clowns at the circus didn't want to give you the bigger red nose, the bigger red wig, and you compared that to integrity? Come on, my nigga. You know you don't believe that crap. You serious? You know the world we live in? And we're talking about integrity, moral, and ethics are based on a fucking game? An entertainment court jester's game, which I admit I love, I'm addicted to, but nevertheless, whether I'm addicted to it or not, it's a court jester's game, and you're talking about principles and morals. This is the problem. A lot of you motherfuckers lack principles, morals, and ethics, and you preach about it. No disrespect. I'm sorry. I stand on ethics and morals because I have enough ethics, integrity, and moral to tell the truth. I'm having a real life conversation that you will not find in no other YouTube channel, no other platform. I'm a black conservative telling you I'm a Trump supporter, telling you I don't support Black Lives Matter or George Floyd. At the same time, defending Brian Flores and criticizing him at the same time and saying, stop crying. Get up off your knees and go create your own damn organization. Big facts. You don't hear me. You think God started the NFL? You don't think it was men who got together, made their own leagues? You think the NFL was always this rich? You think Major League Baseball always had this rich? Shout out to I Am Water in the building. I don't know what you Haitian we know. You got to help me out. I don't know if you supported me, criticized me. You know what I mean? But salute to you, though. Shout out to Humble. No, Humble. I'm sorry, Humble. I don't look at anybody. I don't care if they're white, Spanish, Asian, black, any race. Entertainers and sports people are just highly paid court jesters. You know, you had a monarchy which consists of your kings and the people who overruled the king. Because best believe a king really had no power. Yes, believe me on that. But we're not gonna get into that. You had this monarchy system, and you needed something to entertain. There was no television, no HBO back then. You needed court jesters, and we got court jesters today. You think LeBron James, I look at him being superior to me because he plays a damn game, a damn sport? I laugh at LeBron James. Full of himself. Big facts. I'm not a fan of LeBron James no more, and I'm the biggest LeBron James supporter. When LeBron was coming out of high school, everybody was against this theatrics. I'm his biggest supporter. I stopped being LeBron's supporter when he left Miami. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. But other than that, court jesters. Factual. There's no difference. All these entertainers. And you think what makes you an intelligent court jester is when you know how to play the game. Okay, I know they're using me. I know I'm out here to entertain the masses, but I'm about to get this bag. And when I get this bag, I'm going to take a shower. The stench might still be there, but I just secured the bag for my family. That's where I can understand why you'll agree to become a court jester, because there's no difference through a servant role if you're a mailman or you work at McDonald's. Or, hey, we all are well-paid slaves. That's it. And it's uncomfortable for people to hear that real conversation. Every one of you guys watched The Matrix. I didn't like the last movie of Matrix they just made. I paid for it. I only watched an hour. I think I only watched 40 minutes and I turned it off. They messed up the series, but it is what it is. But how do you guys watch The Matrix and you don't know what goes on? Ace Rivera said, my grandfather was Haitian, my mom is Dominican, same fucking thing. Exactly, bro. I like the way you think, bro. You my family, regardless of our backgrounds or whatever, bro. Facts. You know, like, I don't got time, bro. The world, we're not promised to live forever. Maybe spiritually and electricity form, where energy-wise, where we live forever. But this physical world, I don't know what comes with death. I don't know what comes with life. I just know I do know somewhat what comes with life, but I don't know the ends of all ends or anything like that. I don't got time to bitch and complain all day and go through lawsuits and all this extra. I'm sorry. I knew what the clown circus was when I signed up for it. You telling me Brian Flores didn't know what the employment hiring of the NFL was? Brian Flores just thought he was the exception. He thought he was a black conservative. He was a team player and everything was going to be different. That's what all these guys who end up suing and marching and turn into an activist. It was always an individual who thought he was different than you and I. He was the exception. And when he found out his bubble got burst, no, you just like the rest. And then he goes, right on. He raised the left hand up. I'm black and I'm proud. Now, let me be quiet, man. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. Every single one of these folks. You don't want to hear the truth about Martin Luther King, the real name Michael, not Martin. You don't want to hear the truth about that. How a majority of his congregation did not like him. His constituents had reasons to call him out. But he was trumped to be as the spokesperson for us. I didn't sign up for that. I'm an individual, a free-thinking man. You hear me? A free man. No motherfucker who gets up on TV. Al Sharpton is not my spokesperson. Stop dignifying me to a lower vessel level than that. Stop doing that. Blessone, are you speaking against Martin Luther King? Like that motherfucker supposed to be my God? I'm ashamed of some of my people. I ain't gonna lie. We need to get out of this mentality first before we see any progress. Any black man such as a Barack Obama who speaks with a Negro dialect and also can articulate himself well, wow, we gaze in their eyes and fall in love with this motherfucker. Like, what? This thing goes deep, y'all. It goes very, very deep and is weak. It's the weakest thing you'll find out here. I ain't never seen folks who's complaining about free men and women complaining being victims so much. Oh, the black man is talented. Look how genetically we're gifted. Then create your own damn league. I guarantee you the most people who will pay for that black league will be white folks. You think a white man, because of racism and all hatred, he won't pay money into that league? Then you are foolish. One thing about human beings in general, we are business savvy and we love incomes and resources to live. Security. You feel me? Preservation of life. Meaning that if I'm a white man, yes, I will invest money into a all-black football team. Why wouldn't I? Look at rap. Majority of rappers are black. I don't care how much white rappers there is. Majority of rappers are black. But who's the main people who invest into hip-hop in general? White folks. Anything that makes money and highly entertaining, skilled, all that, people are always going to buy. Like I'm telling you guys, again, the Negro League's majority of shareholders were white folks. Blessone, what? Yes. I know. The liberals trained you guys to think otherwise. I know. The liberals made you think black folks was just some idiot who didn't know what they were doing, and the white man was always the one picking them up and helping them. That's what a Democrat or a liberal teaches you growing up. So you don't understand the way the business of the world of things work. Yes, they see color in the business world. They see black and white, but the main color they respect is green. So while Brian Flores and all these coaches are galvanizing themselves together, first of all, let's see how much unity we have. Let's see how much black coaches, former coaches, join Brian Flores lawsuit, because this is a class action lawsuit. And I don't want you guys to count coaches who probably wouldn't get a job again. Coaches like Hugh Jackson, who seem like he's about to join it. I don't need coaches like, I'm talking about coaches who are actual, not head coaches, but they're in the league right now. How many of them are going to join that class action lawsuit? And that'll let you know there is no unity. There's none at all. How many of them coaches that you see in the National Football League as coordinators or assistant coaches or whatever who are going to join that class action lawsuit? Because best believe if you join it, you'll never get a head coaching job in the National Football League again. Go ask Kaepernick. Since you want to come at me, right? Black folks love preaching this unity. I bet you I'm going to be proven right. Let's see how many coaches who are black in the NFL working for the NFL right now who are going to join Brian Flores. I say zero. I say the only ones who join him are the ones who are not currently working for the NFL right now. Facts. All these coaches can literally make their own league right now. You have enough money to make your own league. If I almost started my own league at 14 years old, you telling me grown men and women can't start their own room? Somebody say T. Dot got shot. Rest in peace. We'll talk about that a little bit later. This is a different segment right now. You know what I mean? Just like Republican Party was started by blacks, now it's a majority are whites. Exactly, Maybach Mel. The Republican Party, we had more black folks in Congress during the 1800s than we do now. Most of our youths don't even know that. A lot of our youths don't even know during the continental days of the United States of America, a lot of the executive positions were black folks who were indigenous of America, meaning they were not African Americans. They were black Americans, black folks who were here for thousands, if not millions of years in the Americas. Facts. Facts. Stop saying, first of all, we all come from Africa, if that's the truth. But other than that, indigenous-wise, let's stop doing that to the indigenous blacks of America. They make you think a Native American is some fair-skinned person. Why do you think they called you the Redskins? The Redskins was because they were so black, they look red or purple. Go Google that. They deemed them Redskins because of that. So when then you show me a Native American who looks white and you said this man was called Redskin, stop it. Majority of the original pictures of Native Americans in the Library of Congress was darker than even me. Facts. Sitting Bull, all of them dark as hell. Dark as hell. I'm talking about big lips like me. Sitting Bull look like my damn grandfather. Let's stop playing semantics. Y'all came to the right place, man. And then the Seminoles, they scare me. Seminoles look like my Uncle Cara, my Auntie Sola's. Like, God damn, you see a Seminole today, and they still look black, but you talking about the original one, they scare me. Look like my grandma. Rest in peace to my grandma. Almost every original Native Americans look like my damn grandma. I'll be like, damn. But they sit here to make you were a slave from Africa. First of all, if you even believe in the transatlantic slave ships, only 10% of the people brought from the Atlantic slave trips was dropped off in America. So all the black people here today came from that 10%. You people are full of ish. Facts. And all the rest were dropped in Brazil. I have news for you. They teach them the truth in South America. You know how many indigenous black folks who are already living in South America as well? Stop doing that to us, man. We were everywhere already. Even though people don't like Christopher Columbus, I respect Christopher Columbus because he told the truth. Do you guys even study his memoirs, his diaries? Christopher Columbus got scared when he went to the Americas. He's never seen so much black folks in his life. In fact, he stole some of them and brought them to Mary. Elizabeth. I forgot the lady's name of where he came from during that time. It was a queen running it. He brought some of them over there and said there's so much of them over there. That's all they talked about was the black folks that were massacring over there in the Americas, but y'all don't want to know that. My dude Hugh Jackson went like 10 and 50 in the NFL. That's when, bro, I ain't trying to hear about the Hugh Jackson situation. I'm going to be real. No matter, Hugh Jackson could have lost 300 games in a row. You can't get away from the fact the NFL does not like seeing black men in leadership positions. You feel me? Don't think because I'm a proud black dude that's a proud conservative, at the same time I'm blind. I'm one of these jigaboos who's going to lie to make a white counterpart feel good. We need to find Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson is doing good while you're laughing at him. Hugh Jackson is a very great coach. You're laughing at Hugh Jackson, but how many white coaches did terrible with Cleveland Browns? Maybe it's a front office thing. Have you asked yourself that? Hugh Jackson is not the one hiring the players. Hugh Jackson wanted a better quarterback than Mayfield. I mean, if we're going to be funny, let's go all the way with it. Don't just stop at being funny. Oh, Hugh Jackson, let's go all the way with it. Who are the GMs? Who are the ownership? It's the Haslam family. Am I correct? So while you're laughing at Hugh Jackson, if you was a man of honor, you should really be laughing at the Cleveland Brown organization. The Cleveland Brown organization hasn't been good since Tim Couch. I'm a diehard football fan. Since Tim Couch coming as the first pick from Kentucky, Tim Couch should have never been the first pick. You feel me? He should have never been the first pick at all. And that Haslam family, I remember when Cleveland Brown transitioned into being the Ravens, and then we didn't have the Cleveland Browns for like 2 years in the NFL or 3. Then they brought them back. You feel what I'm saying? Look at when Broncos had the African-American coach, that their attendance fell off. I don't know about no attendance falling off, and none of that means anything right now. Who cares about attendance? I don't need to look anything up. I know we make certain people uncomfortable. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to look at, you say the owners is all about the money. It's not about the money, bro. And their attendance didn't fall off at all. Stop the crap. Denver Broncos attendance has never fell off. And one thing about football, thank you for timing this idiot out. Did you say that, bro? NFL is one of the most luxurious. They got the most fan base than any other organizations in the world. You just, bro, I wish you had balls and just say you're a fan of the NFL ownership. You support them heavy. I would have respect you more. Shout out to my brother Jaspo in the building. I would have respect that lame dude more if he would have just said he stand for certain black people to stop complaining, and I would have respect that more. But when you just come in with excuses over and the attendance fell off, and it's about everything is about money, and that's a lie. Eric being to me is winning. He didn't get a job. If you're about money, you'll hire any coach, no matter black, white, Asian, Hispanic, no matter what, because you want to win. So don't tell me it's about money. It's not about money only. Stop it, bro. The attendance fell off. You sound crazy, my nigga. Denver Broncos attendance has never fell off. You're all the way in Denver, Colorado. There's almost nothing to do out there. The attendance have never fallen off. And even if you were the most racist person in the world, why would you wouldn't go to a game because they had that one, and his name is Vance Joseph. You sound crazy, bro. You sound crazy, bro. Then you said to look it up. You're doing too much. And if the attendance did fall off, it had nothing to do because they had a black coach. It had everything to do with Roger Goodell when he was damn near partnering up with Black Lives Matter. Because a lot of black folks and white folks don't believe in Black Lives Matter, and they believe it's a full of crap. So you're gonna have people not wanting to support Black Lives Matter by not going to the games. But I see your contradictions here, because the NFL didn't suffer through any attendance loss at all. They even admitted to that. Even with the open racisms and all that, they make more money. NFL doesn't have a money problem. So I don't know where you're getting this crap from. Bro, you're not talking to your everyday friends, bro. I told you I'm very different. Just like you feel different, I'm very different, bro. That crap doesn't work with me. You feel me? It's a charade. Nothing but a charade. And Vance Joseph didn't even get a fair sake in getting a job either. And I don't want to hear about the best qualified. Dan Campbell only won 3 games for Detroit Lions. He got a second chance. In fact, they call him a passionate coach and all that. He does some bizarre things. If he was black, he would have been fired after the second game. He does a lot of bizarre things, but they call it passionate. I don't know, man. I just can't beg nobody for a job. I'm sorry. If they don't like me, I'm just gonna find my own way to make money. I'm just being honest. We've been doing that for our whole time living in this republic. What's brand new? Like I said, I'm not about to cry because somebody didn't get enough money. Jasper said, you are one of those ones, King, for sure. I respect you so much for that, Jasper. Salute. Y'all go subscribe to Jaspo, aka the Reaper, man. I like his content. I ain't gonna lie. Get that man to 1,000 subscribers, man. He's almost there. Get my brother monetized, man. At the end of the day, I can't get on all these platforms and crying about the NFL is red. First of all, the whole world knows the NFL doesn't like black men being coaches. I don't care if you're white, black, Asian. People just like living in a lie to feel comfortable. They're going to make excuses for themselves. Actually, no disrespect, you're going to see more white males going, not all, but white males in the comment sections going extra hard defending the NFL. I'm just being honest, and they're gonna say the typical that I'm used to. They're gonna say he's just crying because he didn't get a job and they picked the best person. It sounds good. I can never lie to myself like that. That's why I respect my open racist friends who I'm talking about white racist friends, like the white guys who don't hide their racism. You know what I mean? The white guys who stand on it. Those are the real ones. But the ones who dibble and dabble to feel good, they're the ones. The liberal white man makes me feel uncomfortable. He hides his racism through his teeth. You know what I mean? Then there's never a chance to grow and build. But when a man lets me know his belief right then and there, I actually can build with you. It don't mean I'll be understandable to your reasons of hatred, but it'll be easy to know who you are. I can actually work with you and be more comfortable than a man who smiles with crocodile teeth at me. You feel me? Think about it. A grown white man who's like a grown white male who's 20 years and up, who can sit through his teeth and say, oh man, the Giants didn't do anything wrong. They just hired the best qualified. This is the same organization that hired Adam Gase and Joe Judge. To keep hearing the best qualified is crap. Memorability, I'm saying it's the fans' fault. It's the fans want races. The owners wouldn't hire. 1777, you actually speaking truth. I'm not mad at you. You feel me? I thought the problem is there's a lot of races in sheep's clothing. I think there was a miscommunication with me and one of my mods to what you were saying, because I agree with you. Salute to you, and I'm glad my moderator didn't block you. If they put you on a timeout, maybe you were doing something. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the one who did it. But at the end of the day, I feel by you saying that, you're giving a safe haven to the NFL owners as well, because honestly, I agree with you. It's not just the owners, it's the owners, it's the other white male head coaches, it's the players, it's the advertisers, it's the white analysts, because a lot of them be laughing and smiling. I pay attention to everything. It's everybody. Let me show you how it's the white analysts. They know what they're comfortable with, because Andy Reid said for the last 3 years he does not run the plays. Eric does. But every time Mahomes does like a 30-yard play and Tyreek Hill's run and burst, do a trick play or something for 40 yards and a touchdown, the white analysts, they stay saying what? Andy Reid with a great play call. And that's disrespectful to Eric being me, because he's not the one. I mean, Andy is not the one who did that play call. It was Eric, but they know that. But if we keep saying Andy Reid, then there's more reason to say Eric doesn't really do anything. He's just the do-boy and the puppet for Andy. This is the games they play on purpose. Meanwhile, I seen 3 white coaches who has, what's the one who just got hired by to show y'all the one who got hired by the Bears, and what's the other team? They've never called any of their plays. They took assignments, a matter of fact. And they've never called any plays. But during 5 games, I'm bored like that. 5 games where the analysts said they actually called the games. I mean, they called the plays, and they didn't. Because it's natural to feel the white man is the one calling the plays. It's natural. And it's natural to feel a coach like Mike Tomlin doesn't deserve the Pittsburgh Steelers. You still got Terry Bradshaw, who every year he goes out his way to shit on Mike Tomlin. He should have had 5 Super Bowls by now. But Bill Cowher, who had the same team, the same great Pittsburgh team, only won 1 Super Bowl. He went to like one or two and lost them and kept losing after losing and losing. He didn't get called out all those years of losing. Where was Terry Bradshaw to call out the white coach, Bill Cowher? But as soon as Mike Tomlin became the coach, Terry was against it. Guess what? The first year Mike Tomlin became the coach, Terry was against him. Guess what Mike Tomlin does? Win the Super Bowl. Terry Bradshaw gets out his way. It was not his team. It was Bill's team. Did they do the same thing to John Gruden when after removing Tony Dungy and Tony Dungy's great defense wins the Super Bowl? Did they do? No, they say John Gruden won. And then Mike Tomlin keeps winning after that. Goes to the playoff, goes to the conference championship, goes to another Super Bowl he lost. I think. I'm everywhere right now. But he's a winning coach, and he gets attacked and criticized more than anybody else I have seen yet. And it's sad that I even need to do this. Honestly, I'm not about to give any examples of displays anymore. I'm gonna fall back from that. I'm going to fall back from that because I'm a grown damn man and I respect you guys. I feel like it's belittling you guys if I have to explain and show what they do to show openly to be against black men. No, I know the whole world knows the truth. And I have enough respect for my white males and black males and Spanish males and Asian males to know we're all grown enough to know 1,000% the NFL does not really want to hire black men in these executives and leadership positions. It's not even, so I'm not about to do like everybody. I see black folks is going out their way to prove it up. I'm not about to do none of that. Well, let me smoke up right here. I'm not about to do any of that. I know we all know the truth. We know what this society and this world we live in, and we know how we feel about each other. Let's stop being fake. Let's stop being fake to each other, man. I promise you, I got white friends from Arkansas that my military compadres who told me in my face straight up, I'm not going to say his name because I know we in a sensitive world, so I'm not going to say his name. He said, bro, I'm not going to lie. You're like the first black person I've ever really been around or seen on some movie type shit. And because I know history, I knew he wasn't lying. It was just chilling one day. We both were smoking a Black and Mild, which I didn't even know white folks smoke Black and Mild. So I have my own prejudiced ways and the way I think as well. I can agree with that. We all do. And he told me straight up, he's never seen one like that before. And he started thinking he knows me. I thought I knew him, and we both had to agree we were wrong about each other because I thought when you go around a dude who's racist or whatever, you got to talk to them why they're racist, why they have their own. Not every racist white boy think the same way like another racist. Some people who are racist have their own logics and reason. Just because you're a racist white guy does not mean you want to kill somebody black. You hope they're not. No, you could be a racist white guy and still want equal pay, be best friend. You just feel like your daughter shouldn't be marrying my son, and I probably feel like my son shouldn't be marrying your daughter. We can get along. That's just people's belief. You can't stop somebody from the way they think and believe when even in the scriptures in the Bible talks about segregation, talks about all that. Almost every doctrine, you look at the societies of animals or anything in life, people are going to stick with what they know. And what Jasper said, it's like a white guy smoking Newports. Yeah, I seen like 2 white guys in Job Corps smoking Newports. It baffled my mind. But yeah, man, it's logics to everything. So you got to know that when I started chilling with my white friend from Arkansas and he started chilling with me, he thought a certain way of black people that he was shocked by me. He was shocked how conservative I was, how I didn't like Barack Obama. And I brought my reasons why, not just because Barack Obama didn't help black people. I had other reasons why I didn't like Barack Obama, which I don't think in the guidelines I could talk about. And he was shocked by, and I told him, if you go to the deep South, many of us are conservative like this. And he said he thinks I am correct, but he never went out his way to go, learn that. And I said the same thing for me. I thought every racist white guy just has this fear of me and all that. A lot of it is what you know. And at the same time, I'll never make excuses for anybody that shallow where you're worried about the way I think. There's no excuses for it. You know what I mean? So I went to Job Corps in upstate New York. Salute to you, man. Shout out to Ace Rivera. At the end of the day, you got the juice now, Blessone. Salute to you. I know when I said I had a racist white friend from Arkansas, it made a couple of black people leave the live just now. That's why I'm different than you. You want a white guy who goes in front of you and smiles through his teeth, and he has to lie to himself to be your friend. You're comfortable with that. Well, me and you are two different dudes. That's why you're comfortable with Black Lives Matter, an organization that doesn't help you, doesn't like you, doesn't speak up for real crimes that happen against you. You know, like black on black crime, or when a 7-year-old black girl gets killed by Pookie and Ray Ray, they don't speak about that. You like the lies. You like Brian Flores, what he's doing. You want the lawsuit to go on. You want the NFL to be forced to give you a job to make you feel good. Well, that's why we're different. I got pride. I don't want to be forced to get a job based on to feel comfortable. And I don't want none of that. I want the room to be uncomfortable when I walk in. You hear me? I want somebody to be talking about me behind my back. I want to exude that much godlike presence where I make you so insecure with yourself, you feel little and small when I walk in the room, God damn it. I'm different than you. I want a white guy to tell me he don't like me based on X, Y, and Z or blase, blase. I need that. I don't want the sugarcoating. We are two different individuals. Factual. You hear me? I come from a different world, man. I will not hang with you just because you black. You got to have black with essence and reasons. The reasons is the important part. The essence, not really. You could be a jigaboo and I could get along with you if you have reasons of why you're a jigaboo. There got to be a reason to everything you do to make me understand it, then I can accept it. Once you have acceptance, then there's time to build and growth. That's it. All this extra, oh, we need to, y'all sound the same crap like the civil rights movement. To all the black folks getting mad at me, I love you, dog. But I'm not about to turn this into no damn civil rights movement part 2. Thank God a lot of us woke up from the Black Lives Matter. That almost felt like part 2 coming. I was like, whoo, thank God we beat that real quick. Thank God black folks was waking up, seeing the mansions and all these leaders of it was buying, how they didn't believe in the traditional black families. Woo, thank God. But now, Brian Flores movement about to start the civil rights era part 3. Hey, let me just ask my people or so-called people a question. How did the civil rights era work for y'all today? Let me smoke while I wait as you answer that to the people getting mad at me being truthful. How did the Martin Luther King and his dream and the civil rights movement work for you today? In fact, better yet, go ask Brian Flores how's that working for him. No wonder I get along more with racist white folks than black liberals. Black people should never become a black liberal. That don't even sound right. A black liberal? Hold on, let me read. Super Nick 207. I randomly subscribed to this channel. I live in England. You should be very proud of yourself. It's hard to see through the smoke to find the truth. Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. You don't see it, bro, with the smiles? Think about it. I'm not even caring how a white, black, or no matter what feels about what I'm saying. As long as I'm following the YouTube guidelines is the only thing I'm concerned with. You feel me? Only following the YouTube guidelines. But if a black man think I'm a jigaboo, then so be it. I'm the best jigaboo you're going to see in your life. If a black man thinks I'm a coon, I'm the best raccoon you're going to see in your life. Whatever that means, words don't hurt me. Sticks and stones. Sticks and stones. Sticks and stones. Ain't your kindergarten teacher taught you sticks and stones, my nigga? Words don't hurt me, bro. And that's what a weak, shallow person does when they don't understand shit. They resort back to what they know, name calling. No, bro, like you can go fall for the civil rights movement and the black lives. You can fall for liberals who's smiling at your face with a crocodile teeth. No, Brian Flores is a black conservative. He knew what the game was in the NFL. He knew the NFL didn't want to see black men in leadership position. He just thought he was the exception. And when his bubble got burst, no, nigga, you just like the rest of them. His feelings got hurt, so hurt. And I don't even think Bill Belichick sent him that text message by mistake. Y'all want to hear the real truth? Hold on, man. Let's go. Let's go. Coach Bill Belichick is a nigga at heart. Bill Belichick don't care if you a criminal or nothing. He's going to give you the second, third, fourth, fifth chance to play for his team. I love Robert Kraft, that owner. They don't care if you got a criminal background or nothing. they seem cool with black people. To me, I know people don't like the Patriots. Patriots has been the main organization that's always given black brothers a second chance. Bro, they always hire coaches, maybe not head coach because their head coach keeps winning. But they fuck with black people. Bill Belichick didn't do a text message to Brian Flores by accident. Bill Belichick gave that nigga the heads up. Y'all better wake up. Facts, exactly. Randy Moss got a hookup. Bill Belichick gave Brian Flores a hookup. You think, man, the head coach name is McDowell or something like that, formerly of the Bills and now the head coach of the Giants. Their names don't even sound the same. You think he made a mistake? Look, nigga, I bet you he got Brian Flores' name saved and that head coach name saved. So what, the names was next to each other? They're not even in alphabetical order. That was not a mistake. I made mistakes through text before, but who makes a mistake like that? Bill Belichick is smartly strategic and all that. He knew what he was doing. You know what? Exactly, Jaspo. I don't support BLM at all, too. It's a bullshit. But Bill Belichick gave his nigga a hookup. Bill Belichick was like, hey, Flores, they playing with you, man. Hey, Flores, I know what a little birdie told me. It's going to be hard for you to get a job, and you my boy, dog. You hear me? You hear me, Flores? That's what Bill Belichick was telling Flores. Hey, you my bro. This is how we going to have to do it, bro. I'm going to have to, because you know the FBI going to get involved. NFL got the best money. They can get any lawyers, the best in the world. They're going to be searching through everything, telephone calls, the towers of the cell and all. We need to think of something here. And I'm going to give you the alley-oop, all the receipts and proof you need that can defeat all the money that the NFL could buy these attorneys. And the best one could be is, I'm going to let you know about the job that I already was given on Tuesday. So that interview that you got on the upcoming Thursday is just the Rooney Rule, some BS. And that's the hookup. I got the hookup. Holla if you hear me. You hear me? Jasper said Martin Luther King was an agent. He was the best agent that them folks could hire. What Martin Luther King did to us, we still can't get over it. You feel me? I gotta salute them evil white folks who gave Martin Luther King that power. Not all white folks, the ones who gave him the power, y'all. The same ones who killed Martin Luther King. Look, I can't get in trouble by YouTube for spreading misinformation. Go Google this, ladies and gentlemen. Martin Luther King family sued the United States of America back in like 93 or 1992, something like that. They sued the United States of America for the death of Martin Luther King and was found, the United States of America was found guilty. In the Supreme Court, they sued the United States of America for only $1 because it was not about money. It was to show proof they're the ones who killed Martin Luther King. They talked about how they had their own sniper and everything. Go look into it. But they don't teach you this in school. And they know black folks would never even research that and look for it anyways. I'm not about to get into that because this ain't what I'm trying to talk about. But that's factual. That's factual. You can't beat around that. They took them to court and won their case. They won their case. But in school, what they teach you, I have a dream that one day Brian Flores can get up off his knees and bitch and complain. Oops. This that higher truth they don't teach you about nowhere, man. Super Nick said, liberals smile like a fox. Malcolm X, preach. Hey, where you from, Nick? You preaching right now. Liberals, they smile more than me, bro. Where you think I learned how to smile at? All them liberal schools my mom made us go to? I think private school was the best thing she put my kids, my brothers in, man. All the liberal schools we went to, bro, like, why they throw these agents in our face every day? We had actual black leaders, I'm talking about damn near 1,000,000 years ago, that we have artifacts on, that they carbon dated 1,000,000 years old. Factual. We got them at the Library of Congress right now, but how come everything about black folks, the real black leaders, talking about from certain tribes that already was in America and all that, why they don't teach about these leaders in all the schools? But they teach you, they make sure you know about Harriet Tubman. No disrespect to her. I have my own odds about Harriet Tubman's railroad, but I'm not going to get into that. I know y'all gonna argue. No, Blessone, don't say anything about Harriet. Not Harriet. Yeah, I have my odds with that. I need to do my research a little bit more before I present that because YouTube will not allow me, and I follow the guidelines of YouTube. I'm not gonna get into that. But let's just say majority of the black folks, they force down your mouth ain't we in black? I even forgot it's Black History Month. I'm glad I made sure I took my brain away from Black History Month probably when I was 10 years old. Rastafarian, schooled me on the charade of Black History Month. But go look at everybody they're going to teach y'all about in Black History Month. Messy Jackson, which is Jesse. Fal Sharpton, who's another agent. Fal Sharpton, the agent who snitched on the mob. Whether you like the mob or not, Sharpton is a snitch. He's a rat. What did the mafia do to him for him to snitch on them like that? They didn't do anything to him. Go read the paperwork. He wanted to get out of a situation that he was already caught up with the United States government. But you got a rat in Fal Sharpton. You got, no disrespect, but Malcolm X was an agent too. Y'all gonna get mad at me for that. Oh, because he tried to bridge away and escaped his duties he didn't want to complete anymore. That makes him not an agent anymore. Once an agent, always an agent. We're not going to get into that. Go all the way to his days being known as Detroit Red. Oh, I know. I study, y'all. I ain't just a nigga that get on this hole and speak all day. Mello said that's all these politicians do today. Harris, Biden, New York. Let's go, Brandon. I fully support the movement of Let's Go, Brandon. All the way. All the way. Dirty Joe can't even remember what he did yesterday. This is the so-called leader of the United States of America. Koala Harris, what she's been up to. She's been getting caught in lies everywhere, doing everything but being a vice president. But we're not gonna get into that part. I'm not complaining. I'm happy all the destruction Biden and Harris is doing to y'all. Y'all voted for them. So if anything, I'm not mad. I told y'all all this was gonna happen. But just like the Dems do every day, the only people who, I don't care if the Republican Party is racist or not. If you're a businessman, I support business thinking people, and their policies help me as a small business owner too at that, more than any liberal parties will ever help me at all. Go check the tax. I'm sorry, if y'all ever live to make a certain tax bracket, you guys will understand why I do not support the liberals at all. And the only people who support the liberal politics on business is people who don't believe in themselves, people who feel they'll never make more than $30,000 a year in their life, $20,000 a year in their life. You don't believe in yourself, so you can just sit on your butt and let the libs take care of you. And that's the problem. I'm a businessman. I'm not out here looking for a conservative man to be my friend, a liberal to be my friend. I want me to be my own friend. You hear me? I'm trying to be my own damn friend. And yes, I proudly voted for Donald Trump 2 times, even before it was popular, because I know a lot of people voted for him the second time because it was popular to do. No, I voted for Donald Trump when my own families weren't shocked because they know I'm conservative, but people were criticizing me in my own family, black folks everywhere. Now, those same black folks are complaining about Joe Biden. How does that work for you? You feel what I'm saying? I didn't vote for Donald Trump because he's a white man. I voted for financial reasons, just like anybody should vote for something that helps you and your family. Black people are not a monolith. I'm not about to join a movement just because they're black. You should do it because they're black and you're black. That sounds crazy, y'all. That sounds insane. If I'm going to do anything black, it has to be a group of black individuals who have a mind like set like me, but not necessarily think like me. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's easy to infiltrate us, man. We're so easy to get infiltrated. It's a joke. I can tell you right now what the NFL ownership are about to do. They're about to infiltrate this movement Brian Flores has. Remember, I don't care who joins his class action lawsuit. I'm trying to tell y'all a challenge. How many black coaches who are actually working in the NFL right now are going to join that class action lawsuit? You hear me? I'm talking about not just a black head coach, but you got black coordinators. You got a lot of black coordinators. How many of those black coordinators that are actually hired right now, how many of them are going to join Brian Flores' lawsuit? And how many are infiltrated already to set up to make him look bad? Meaning, I could play this black guy to join it and to mess them up. Meaning, a black guy who has no merits to even claim racism, make him join, so my defense team could even break this down so easy. It's a charade or somebody speaking against Brian Flores and everything was substantial. Like, which football player is going to get played by Stephen Ross? Because Stephen Ross allegedly is already paying Omar Kelly, you know, journalists and beat writers like that. We know. I'm going to say allegedly. But come on, man. I'm from South Florida. And no disrespect to Omar Kelly. I've been reading his articles on the Sun Sentinel for years now. You know, I think he used to be with Miami Herald too, but I know he's with the Sun Sentinel right now. And David Hyde allegedly getting paid right now too. So we know Stephen Ross has the money and has the time to play the game. So which player is going to get paid to speak out against who in that legal system is going to get some type of hush money behind the scenes during a yacht club meeting? Everything's already set in stone for Brian Flores to lose this case. Tom Brady was suing the NFL, a white man that's loved around the world. He even had to admit he had to stop his lawsuit because, not because he didn't believe he was guilty and the NFL won. He said the NFL has too much money. They fight you to the damn near end. And this is Tom Brady, y'all, admitting he didn't want to keep spending his money on attorneys. NFL has so much money, dirty money, bro. Like, they got money to last. They can make this Brian Flores lawsuit last for the next 20 years, gang. I'm not even exaggerating. Find every single legal loophole that you didn't even know existed. They got money for days, bro, like for years. I'm talking about generations to like not even generations. I don't even they can print money at this time, y'all. Like let's quit capping, bro. Let's just quit capping, bro. He's going to be the Kurt Floyd of the NFL. Facts, Mello. Unfortunately. I don't know, y'all. I'm about to get off, y'all. I've seen enough, done enough, and it's time to say it's a wrap. Never vote Demon Kratz. Exactly, Maybach Mel. Actually, I don't even, allegedly, I don't even believe in voting. I vote for a different reason. But we're not going to get into that because YouTube changed. You know what I mean? You would have to speak to me on Instagram. I think I'm going to go live on Instagram later today just to test it out. You know, I can't speak here on YouTube about why I vote. If you guys understand why it's good to vote, y'all understand it. Jaspo say Brian Flores isn't getting shit. He ain't getting nothing. And Jaspo, I believe that they, like, the NFL are racist. I believe the NFL are biased. They don't want to see black men lead. I believe Brian Flores, he is correct in his lawsuit, but I'm with you. He ain't getting nothing in his law. And if he gets anything, it's going to be through a settlement. You know what I'm saying? Through a settlement. That's about it. But as far as winning something in court, nah, he ain't getting nothing. The only way he'll get something is through a settlement. That's it. NFL ain't about to let this man win in court against them with something like that. Remember, everything is business. Of course, everything is race, but everything is also business. They ain't gonna let it, bro. This is one of the greatest boys and girls club you'll ever find, and that's the NFL's good old boys club. It ain't gonna get rocked or shaked for anybody. Not white. Tom Brady couldn't put a dent in them. You think Brian Flores will? Next to American Pie is Tom Brady, and he had to tap out. And you think Brian Flores will? They will find things to ruin him and blackballed. Oh, absolutely, Jaspo. On God, bro. Appreciate you, King. Appreciate you, bro. On God, they're gonna find. They already found a lot of things already. They said Stephen Ross is one of the owners of of the Players Association. Remember that new group that had some of the Eagles players and everybody when the George Floyd, even before the George Floyd, I think they did that, and he funds it. And they're gonna say he hired Chris something, the black GM. Then he hired a black coach. He had a black coach and a black GM. The minority ownership partners as well, such as Serena and J Lo being Hispanic, so they're gonna say that, or Latino, they're gonna bring that up. He has a lot of things in his favor, even though we all know they don't really. Well, I can't say he doesn't want to see a black. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if Stephen Ross is racist. I think the Giants are. I don't know if Stephen Ross is racist or not. He actually got a good case, y'all. But as far as him paying Brian Flores, I think Stephen Ross, I don't know if he's racist or not. I think he looked at Brian Flores as being weak and he didn't want to be one of the boys. Because if it's true, it sounds like Ross liked Flores, but Flores didn't want to get in trouble for him because Ross wanted Flores to do some illegal ass shit. You feel me? Somebody said he's racist as fuck. I ain't here to argue. Maybe he is. What I'm trying to say, you know what? Maybe he is, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. I agree with you. I'm just trying to look at it on the circle basis of his case. What I feel is racist is everybody else. I agree with you, bro. Trust me, my nigga. I agree with you 1,000,000%. Especially as I have no basis to even defend Stephen Ross. I'm talking about the situation. What Stephen Ross and I'm gonna bring out when you look at it. He's gonna bring up what racist thing he did. Other than I look at what he did is kind of worse than racism in the NFL. Like he did something that's gonna cause him his damn team and is gonna hurt the Dolphins. If Because remember, he allegedly has a gambling company that he owns and operate. If they find out he actually owns it, I'm not saying he's illegal or not. On a moral basis, that's messed up right then and there. And on another, it substantiates what Brian is saying about him saying he's gonna pay him $100,000 per loss, basically forcing him to tank. So it's gonna be like Pete Rose. Talking about, are we tanking for certain reasons and gambling reasons, even though it maybe not be true, but it's enough to be credible, especially if you own this agency, even if it's legal. You own a gambling agency and you forcing a coach to tank, you trying to pay him $100,000 per loss, and this coach saying he has proof you trying to pay him. I think Brian Flores been sitting on proof like week 6 and just say, I'm waiting for this. I know what's going to happen. And he had this attorney for a minute now, y'all. The game is played to win. What Coach Herm Edwards told you? You play to win the game. I think this man been saying. And then we're finding out Tom Brady went to see the Dolphins illegally. The Dolphins basically was not supposed to tamper like that. And Ross tried to tell Flores, we need you to come to this meeting. And Flores never came because he knew that was tampering. He didn't want to be part of it, which I don't blame Brian Flores. If I'm a black coach, I got to walk on eggshells. Imagine I get caught for tampering. I'll never work again. So it's like you can't. It's like it's a lose-lose situation, basically. So let's maybe Stephen Ross is racist, but let's pretend he's not. That's what I was trying to do because I believe he probably is racist, but let's pretend he's not. He still loses. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It's illegal type of activities you're trying to make your head coach to do. You're forcing him to tank, which I've been said that. I'm a diehard Dolphins fan. Nobody is shocked by that part, but it's trying to pay the man $100,000 to do it. It's going to see Tom Brady illegally, and you're trying to make your coach do it too. That's why remember Tom Brady did that commercial with his daughter, and he talked about there was one team, they were there. They basically got him. And then all of a sudden he gets a phone call. It's a no-go. And it sounds about, that's the Dolphins right there. Tom Brady said he's never going to talk about that again, but he said he's going to hurt that team. That sounds like the Dolphins, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, but now when you look at the Giants, that's clear we don't want to get a black guy to be our coach because you hire this white coach on a Tuesday and then you invite Brian Flores and pretend he has a chance of getting a job on a Thursday. I believe Bill Belichick also, while he gave Brian Flores the heads up, he also gave, the Bills the heads up, pretending and saying, oh, by accident, I let Flores know. Now, I mean, not the Bills, but the Giants. And now the Giants are scrambling. Oh, man, you let Flores know we gave McDowell the job already. So now when the interview comes up on Thursday with Flores, we got to pretend we really believe in him. We got a sonogram. We got all these people in here in the room. We made our owner come down because even the owner came meet Flores because this is plan B of action because they knew they fucked up. Factual. They knew they made a huge mistake, and now they're trying to fix it. Look, the NFL gave a statement less than an hour after Brian Flores' announcement came in. He's suing. The NFL said this doesn't have any merits or anything. I'm like, wait a minute. What investigation did the NFL did in a whole hour to know that Brian Flores doesn't have merits or anything like that? Right then and there, I already knew the NFL knows Brian Flores is telling the truth, and now they're gonna fight this to the end. Oh, I already know it. You don't see what's going on? The NFL responded only an hour after the news came out. Who responds an hour? You usually wait a couple of days, and the only announcement you do is we're gonna investigate this and see how serious it is. They didn't even do that. They just said it ain't true, and we're gonna fight this on some gang type shit, bro. I already know what it is. He said, Bill dry snitch. The Tizzle 99, I think Bill gave a hookup to his bro, Brian Flores. It's just me thinking on some hood type shit. You feel me? It's like us, bro. We on the block. And I know Fez and them about to crash in your door. Or I know Jake and them about to break in the trap and rob us in the trap. Hey, man, them boys coming around the trap on a 7 o'clock. They about to rob the whole place. You feel me, dog? And you just gave me a head up. It's a hookup. He gave his dog a hookup. Hey, that interview you going to on Thursday, they already been gave the job to McDowell of the Bills. I gotta let you know, bro. Now you got a receipt to sue and make money and still come in a win-win situation. Ace said, I don't think Belichick care. He about to retire. Exactly. I mean, what they gonna do to Bill Belichick, the most winningest coach, all them Super Bowls? He's untouchable. That man, just like when Brady sued the NFL, he still got a job. He's untouchable. White and winning, oh man, that's untouchable. Jasper said NFL going to have him blackballed. Yeah, go ask Kaepernick. They made every excuse why Kaepernick couldn't get a job. I don't even support Kaepernick, but just tell the truth. Kaepernick ain't getting a job because he sued the NFL for racism. Like, quit capping, man. No pun intended. Kaepernick didn't get a job because of racism, bro. Like, it is what it is. I respect people who could tell the truth. Don't think I'm a proprietor in supporting victimization. I don't support suing anybody. I support just making your own job. Go create your own job, man. Why are you crying to them? Who are they? What they do? Stop crying to these people. Go make your own job. Create your own job. Look, you're not going to make the amount of money that the NFL makes, but for the first 20 years of your own organization, you're going to take a lot of L's, but it's going to pay off for the next generation that count, and that's the problem. These so-called black folks like Brian Flores and everybody, I don't really think they give a damn about the next generation. It's always the me. Think about it. It ain't about Brian Flores knew all black NFL coaches joining up to be coaches know the game of the NFL. Quit crying about it and acting like it's a surprise. Niggas knew about it in the 60s. Niggas knew about it in the 50s, all the way in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the late 2000s. What changed? I mean, I'm 30-something years old. Y'all tell me what was new. Let me take another sip. What was new about the NFL not hiring black folks to be NFL head coaches? Let me take the sip and y'all tell me what was new about that. This is some damn good Kool-Aid. Y'all could be embarrassed all y'all want. I proudly eat fried chicken and I proudly drink Kool-Aid. It's good. What the hell? I'm not going to deprive myself of heaven goodness because I'm not secured with myself and I'm worried what a white male thinks of me. Yeah, that's the problem with people who look like me. You're so worried that like, do you know I get along with every single race because I'm secured with myself? Meaning I could care less if they like me or not. Maybe that's why I'm comfortable, or even they're comfortable with me. I doubted every one of them were comfortable. But even when they're not comfortable, I don't signify myself to a point where I have to make them to be the ones that acknowledge me or give me a green light pass. That's crazy. My wife got to ask me, If I become some of my peers who look like me, that mean my wife gonna have to ask me every day when she see me depressed and sad, babe, why are you not smiling today? Why are you sad? Babe, there's a white man out there that say he's uncomfortable with me. Oh no, like come on, gang, is this true? Are there grown folks who look like me more worried about what people feel about them and think about them? Bless one, but it's not fair. Life is not fair, motherfucker. It's never been. Life ain't never been fair. Other folks done suffered way more than us. That's how I look at the world. That's why I don't complain. I be like, well, look at that nigga and what he went through back 200 years ago, 300 years ago. I'm not saying I shouldn't feel accountable to get respect from folks, because I do. I don't care if you black, white, or whatever. You're going to respect me. Every human being gave me my respect in my face. I don't care after them 2 seconds of respect and they go talking shit about me, but you're going to respect me. You don't have to like me at all. I would never force you to like me. Shit, that's crazy. I don't want to live in a world like that. But other people are comfortable with that. They want to be lied to. A lot of people, shout out to Jaspo. Exactly, you have to. A lot of people who look like me, they want to live in a fake world where everybody and their mama has to be forced to like you. I wish I could have been born back in 1768. No, that's kind of crazy. It probably was too crazy. I need an era where I had a chance of fighting back or something. I wish I was born back in, I'll say 1862. You feel me? Right around there. Then by the time of age of shooting and all that, I'll be probably 15, the age of 15, it'll probably be 1870 something. So yeah, I wish I was born in 1862. You feel me? That type of world where everybody was open with the hatred and all that. Imagine what even I feel like I'm great now. You know how much of a great of a man I would have been back then. I feel like I would have get enhanced even more of what I am today. You feel me? Like fuck a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I can only imagine what type of brother I would have been in 1862. Not only rich, I would have been a nigga you couldn't fuck with, and I would have about three. I would have only need like 3,000 other niggas who think like me, not even think like me, just ready on the go, and we would have been all right, man. On God, what? What? Shout out to Jaspo, man. What, bro? I know my mentality. That's all I would need, bro. I wouldn't teach no victimization or nothing like that. I would teach what these resources means. What agriculture. I can't pronounce it, but y'all know what I mean. Growing the farms. The farms are more important than the military forces. You feel me? I would teach them like, instead of learning, all these certain dumb subjects at school and wasting time, go learn how to plant a carrot, or go learn how to plant certain seeds and secure those seeds, like dry them, and so you can keep the original ones for the next 200 years. Like learn how to secure them and hide them in certain vaults, because they patent so many different seeds. It's not the original ones. I need the one the Most High God put out here. You feel me? Teach them these vital skills, man. When you making fun of that kid at school who takes his rulers and he's estimating a certain calculation, and he takes his puzzle pieces, and that kid is always playing with Legos, where that kid is a future architect that's gonna make the next towers some part of the world, while you're making fun of that kid. Or a kid who was like me. I always like writing stories. My homeboys used to tell me, bro, you write too much. Why do you like writing and all that? Well, that made me getting so much respect from so many teachers at a young age, and that's what made me get, well, almost published in the right way. I got minor published, but I wanted a big one. That's a long story. But my brother got published at a young age because we were those kids who was enhancing our skill set. You feel me? We don't do that anymore. We don't teach that anymore. The things that are not, like, you make fun at the guy that knows how to cut hair. That guy's gonna make more money than a guy who works at a Fortune 500 company, even though that guy's salary is more than the barber. That guy at the barbershop has a steady income. That guy at a Fortune 500 company is going through stress. He's being told what to do through so many chain of commands, aka bosses, to the point he's damn near ready to off himself, and he can be fired at any given point. But that barber, hair would never stop growing. Why would that job be ridiculed or laughed at? Or if you cut grass, You have a better job than certain people out here, than most people who have an MD. Think about it. People will always need their grass cut. Grass will always be here. People want to buy homes, even if you rent a home. Businesses, everything like that. You laughing at a janitor. That janitor is getting paid to do a job that nobody else is willing to do, meaning the pay is good because nobody else want to do it, so you got to pay more money, and you have more lax time, you have more flexible hours to have another hustle on the side, i.e. meaning more money, more resource, less stress than the guy who think he's making more money than you, and better health. You getting everything. So while people is laughing at you, you really have that more stable economic job that's better for your family too. And you probably have a better marriage than that guy who's wearing the suit and tie. Just being honest. Just being honest, bro. They don't teach you that anymore. They laugh at these certain type of skill sets. They don't even teach you home economics in school anymore. I don't even think they teach you. They have driver's education. I don't even think they have mechanic shop class anymore. Taught you how to fix cars back then. If you're a mechanic, man, you got gold in your hands. Am I lying? I mean, we can go on and on and on. You're a leader of men if you're Brian Flores. Go create your own jobs in that field. You're a leader of men. Go lead the other men to success if you're really a coach for real. I know you know more than just X's and O's. You didn't sponge up game around all these wealthy millionaires and billionaires you were around. I sponged game and knowledge from anybody I could take it from. I'm like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. Or Jubilee. I'm gonna take what you have mentally. I don't need you to give me $10 or $100 or 1,000. Give me the game and knowledge you got. Fuck all that. I don't care about the fancy suits you got. None of that. I've been like that as a little kid. I knew this white teacher I had, she was racist as hell. She did not like me. How I knew she was racist? She was not like a teacher who had a Confederate flag or something like that. She was a liberal teacher. It was the words that she said. It was condescending. Things like that. I picked up on that real quick. Shout out to my bro, Jerry Seinfeld. Watching that show as a young kid, it made me learn what white people's sarcasm was. I'm just being honest. You gotta learn people just like white people should learn black people. I learned white people. It's just being honest. You gotta learn the slickness, everything like that. And she was being condescending to me, and I caught it on quick. Especially certain things she would say. Oh, one day you'll be able to help your mom. I mean, in my head, it's like everybody is willing to help your mom, but they always have this for us like, we have to be the ones that take care of our parents. Like, wait a minute, my mom is taking care of me. She had a good job. She was a nurse. You know what I mean? My dad, like, even though we were in the hood, I came from the mud. Don't get me wrong. When you have a lot of kids, it don't matter if you're making a good salary. It means nothing when you have 100 kids. That's the only thing that kept us in the mud. We just had a lot of cousins, kids, everybody living, like that together. But as far as job, my mom had a good job. But because the neighborhood we were in, this teacher thought she knew us. Factual. So I picked up on little things like that a lot. My dad, he may not made a lot of money, but he was a self-employed individual. He would have a janitor's job and his own electric company as well. So he would be making a lot of money. Remember back in them days when before the Walmarts and all that, my dad will go to your house and fix what you needed. These were the good times. I know people do that now, but it was, I don't know how to explain it to y'all. That era was more better and easier, especially for tax purposes, everything. Convenience, everything, man. There wasn't no give us 2 days, we'll be there, or we need to do an estimate or you need to pay us to come. No, you didn't have to pay nobody to come out there, even if you decide, oh, I'm not gonna take you for the job anymore. Everybody was, grabbing job opportunity. There's a job opportunity everywhere. That's what I learned, even during these times. Facts. There's always an opportunity. You just gotta go sit down, go back to square one, and look at the whole field, the whole playing level. That kid you're making fun of in your class could be the next person you should have networked with. You just never know. So it's good to network with people as well. I'm not a people person like I used to be, but I could fake the funk just to get the information I need. I need knowledge. I never stop learning. Never reached a point like these people who know everything. I don't know everything. But the comment sections, you got certain people who do, or even people who does YouTube. I always come to you guys and tell you guys I'm a humble individual. Most of the things I learn is just meeting new people every day or seeking. Sometimes you to learn things these days, you don't even have to speak to anybody. Go to your local libraries. I would say Google, but Google, I can't even say that on their actual network. But everything we're on today is owned by everybody else except for the libraries. Libraries have all the information you need. They're the only things untouched. I'm telling you guys this again. If you want some knowledge, go. I'm about to get off this, but go to your local libraries. They're the only thing that's untouched. You hear what I'm saying? Look, man, y'all have a blessed day. I know we didn't get the views we wanted because I don't really do these conversations. I got away from hip hop. I'm about to check on T Dot to see what's going on with that. But y'all have a blessed day, man. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed, folks.